Hey everyone, Techni here with a review of the Razer Huntsman Mini with the red switches. So some of you might be asking, you know what? Hold on, but before we get into this video, there's something we have to do. All right, much better there, right? Much better. Now we can go on. But anyway, some of you might be asking, hey Techni, why the heck are you reviewing the Huntsman Mini again? If you saw my previous review right there, that was the Huntsman Mini with the purple clicky switches. Right now, again, we have the red linear switches with honestly like a silent dampener in there, which we're gonna talk a lot about that here. And that's pretty much what this is gonna be. It's kind of just talking about the differences. Is this one actually better? Because that's what I've been getting a lot of comments saying, oh man, the purple one's not good, besides the Razer fans or the sponsored videos. They say that one's good, you know what I mean? But anyways, everyone else, they're saying, well, the purple one's not good, you gotta get the one with the red switches. So again, me as a tech reviewer, I love tech, I gotta test it out and see if it is truly that much better. So that's what we're gonna find out right here. And I'm also gonna show you some other boards with silent switches or linear switches, kind of comparing it up to this guy. And again, just kind of narrowing it down. Is it better and is it worth that 130 big ones? So number one, let's get some of the quick things out of the way just in case this is your first time watching this video right here. I'm gonna go over this really fast though, and then we're gonna get into the juicy stuff. So number one, build the exact same metal plate right underneath the keys. Very nice thick double shot PBT keycaps right here. Underneath you have two pop out feet and then USB-C connector. Pretty much a nice wide gap right there so you can fit any custom cable in, but the stock cable is really nice because it locks right into those grooves. You have 4 rubber feet right down there and the keyboard comes in at a measly 1 pound. And right there, talking about it coming in at a measly 1 pound, let me tell you what, even with me gaming and I have a desk mat across my entire desk, this thing just moved around on me. I'm not an aggressive player, right? I take my keyboard to the side, WASD, and no, it's not sliding all the way around, you know what I mean? But it is budging on me, and it's incredibly annoying. And again, with that 1 pound, it just straight out the box feels cheap. All right, so bear with me here. I'm sure I just lost a lot of Razer fans right there calling it cheap straight out the box, you know what I mean? But a couple of good things I want to talk about here. Number one, it being white, and with that white metal plate right on the bottom, the RGB does bounce off it a little more, and you get a real vibrant RGB if that's what you're into. Again, with the black one, you get that real subtle professional RGB, which is what I honestly prefer. But again, with the white one, yes, it does bounce off there and radiate that RGB a little bit crisper for you. So I know what some people are thinking, and again, with a lot of the comments I received in my previous one, you're not buying this board for, I guess, any of the other things. You're buying it for the switches right here, which the red linears, by the way, are 1 millimeter of actuation, 40 grams of force, and if I'm looking at this correct, 3.5 millimeters of total travel right there. So talking about the switches, there's something I want to do right here just to kind of clear up some confusion and just kind of, again, just lock the facts in place right here. So I'm going to bring out 2 Durgod and HK Gaming Venus 60% keyboards right here. One of them is with Cherry MX Red Silence, and then this one over here, the white one, is with Cherry Speed Silvers. So when you look at the numbers on the screen here, again, comparing the 3 switches, they're really not that far off, especially when you get down to the silvers compared to, again, the Razer one here. Now the silence can be a little bit off right there, but again, we pretty much want to focus on the silvers compared to the Razer here. So let's focus on that right there. Focus on the speed. Yes, the Razer is clearly the fastest. Not by much. The real difference you're going to get is a response time with the Razer being optical right there. Bam, hits the laser beam, actuates like that. Again, with the traditional switches, you got the spring, then you got the actuation, the metal that's got a contact right there, and then again, it actuates and then debounces back up. With the Razer, bam, it hits it. So yes, hands down, the Razer is faster. But is it like world-changing or game-changing? Yes, you can feel it. You clearly can tell that the Razer is very fast because again, it's quite hard to type with. If you accidentally bump a switch, you get a typo right there, you know what I mean? But is it beneficial in every game? Again, yes, it is noticeable, but where I would put it being beneficial is something like Fortnite probably, where you guys are constantly going to town on your building and stuff, right? That me playing Call of Duty, like I can peek edges a little bit, but it's really nothing massively noticeable going to like a silver or heck, even a silent. So again, it's got to be a game where you are just constant on them keys like Fortnite. But more importantly right here, and this is probably the strongest topic on this board right here, which upsets me when I'm hearing people recommend it, right? Because you're talking $130. I believe the Venus with silence might be $130 as well. Don't hold me to that. But again, you get it with the silvers over here at like $120 and maybe even less. You can get it with Gateron switches as well for cheaper. So when we talk about that, the quality, the value is just, like I said in the beginning, it's not here with this thing. And how I want to show it to you is, number one, I'm going to give you a sound sample with all three of these boards on the table at once. Again, black with cherry silence, cherry red silence, and then the white one with cherry silvers. And you'll clearly be able to hear the difference. All right, so after that sound test, yes, these things sound miles better than the purple Clicky ones. And catch me right there. No, I'm not a Clicky Switch fan. I know most people are saying, oh, well, that's the only reason you didn't like the purple one, because they're clicky. No, that's not the reason. As you can hear in here, these sound like a silent switch, a cherry silent, Gatoron silent, Kale silent, whatever the heck silent, right? They sound like that. So they got that little dampener in there to make them bottom out and be a little more quiet right there. And you feel it and you do hear it. Now what I want you to catch right here, talking about the Clicky Switch, right? Those don't have the dampeners in it, so think about it right here. So of course with the Razer Switch, you have that little metal bar right in there as far as a stabilizer on each switch, which is whatever, you know? But so think about it this way, the purple Clicky Switch without the dampener, it's going down, bam, and bottoming out, and causing that vibration whenever it's bottoming out with the switch, making that stabilizer within every key rattle. All right, so you with me? So again, think about without that little rubber dampener going down there to bottom out, kind of like a silent switch. If it's not there, it's gonna bottom out, hit, and then that little metal deal right there is just gonna rattle and shake around. That's the issue here. Not that it's a Clicky Switch, right? Maybe if they put these dampeners on the Clicky Switch, it would reduce that bottom out rattle of that little metal stabilizer within every key. All right, so you with me so far? Again, that's what's preventing a lot of that crazy rattle sound with this guy. I mean, it still does. Less than the other one, but again, that's what's preventing it right here. Again, when it's going out, bottom out, preventing that other rattle, but they're still not perfect by any means. As you can see, the entire switch just moves around, not even just the stem, the red part here. The entire housing going into the body just moves around. And yes, you do feel it and hear it, especially when you get into the high heated moment. You're just going to town on your board. You start hearing that. Again, it's not real clanky or clacky, more like a thumpy, clunky sound going around it. I don't know if that made any sense whatsoever. Now, the other thing on this board right here are the stabilizers, just like with the black one there. They are horrible, and I'm not really one to really call out stabilizers in my reviews much, you know? I know a lot of other people doing it's a really big thing they focus on, you know, Band-Aid, lube them, this, that, or the other. That's really not my thing, because usually it doesn't really bother me. But with this one right here, again, with it not being called out, it just frustrates me a little bit, because it's clear as day there. It's like, why does this get a pass and something else gets bashed on stabilizers, yet this one's great because it's Razer, I guess? That really upsets me right there, because again, the stabilizers stink. And again, with the Razers, how they do it, they got the little notch on the keycap here, and then it goes into that board. So you got a little bit of give in that notch right there, and that's where you're getting that vibration from, or that little clanky sound. Is it deal breaking and horrible? No, but again, we go back to, you're spending 130 bucks. Does that justify the $130? So one other thing I want to point out here real quick, as we just got that close up and we're listening to the sound test and everything of both boards, that is just the basic build and the value right there. Again, talking to Venus that we have on a desk, this guy comes in at 2 pounds, which it doesn't sound like too much more than a Razer, right? At 1, you're like, it's not big of a difference, but let me tell you what, you clearly feel it, right? Like the Razer feels like a stinking toy right here. And the class I put the Razer Huntsman Mini in is Ducky 1-2 Mini. You all know the Ducky 1-2 Mini. I love to hate and I hate to love that board, you know what I mean? I absolutely love it, but as I always state in all of my reviews of Ducky 1-2 Mini, I don't feel like it's worth the money. The build is just chintzy, kind of like what we have right here, and this is a class I put that in. But again, the Razers already coming in at $30 more than the 1-2 Mini. Now, yeah, if you get it with silence, it's going to cost a little bit more here and there, but still not this much, you know what I mean? So again, that's where I put it right there. That's probably the biggest thing that upsets me about this board. How much it's getting recommended and praised. What, because of the brand or because they got my, wait, no, I had to put that name on the space bar. But again, that's pretty much the biggest thing that upsets me right there. Again, I'm not the type of person that's just gonna sit here and spit out some specs on a product and review it that way. Heck, you can go to the manufacturer's website and look that up and tell yourself. You don't gotta sit here and listen to me or heck anyone else talk about that, you know what I mean? I wanna know the honest like breakdown and look into the board and what are you really getting, the value right there. Some people may say, hey man, cover the product and let the consumer choose. No, that's not what I'm doing here. You know what I mean? You're watching these videos, product review videos from anybody, right? To help you out with that decision, not just read you the specs and show you some fancy freaking pictures and B-roll of it, you know what I mean? I want to give you my personal experience and my honest personal consumer opinion so you can make a wise decision with your purchase. And again, yes, this is better, miles better than the purple one, but still not $130 better. But all right, that's my wrap up of the Razer Huntsman Mini with red linear switches right here. I want to call them red silent switches, you know what I mean? Because that's honestly what they are. Please let me know what you think about it down in the comments. Do you think it justifies that 130 bucks with the improvements right here? Again, I hands down do not think it is at all. There's just so many better boards you can get out there, again, unless you're wrapped up into that Razer name, which we know a lot of people are. So if that justifies the price for you, so be it. But anyways, thank you so much for stopping by and watching my review on the Razer Huntsman Mini Part 2. Hope I answered some questions if you're interested in the one with the red linear switches right here, and I hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, hit that thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe for some future tech videos. Hey, I hope to catch you in the next one. Bye now.